For the next several investigations, we are going to study proportional relationships. To understand what makes a relationship proportional, let's begin with a simple example. Imagine a square and think about varying the length of one of the square's sides. Note that as we change the length of one of the sides, all four sides change together and are always the same length. Let's model the length of one of the sides with a line segment. Note how it changes along with the length of the side of the square. Now, let's think about the square's perimeter length, or the distance around the edge of the square. Since all four sides are the same length, the perimeter is exactly 4 times as long as the length of one side. Let's draw a line that represents the perimeter's length and observe how its length corresponds with the length of one of the square's sides. The important point to realize is that the length of a side of the square and the length of the perimeter are linked to one another in a special relationship as they change together. They always have the same relative size, meaning that the perimeter is always the same number of times as long as a side length, and vice versa. If we use the length of one of the sides as the measuring stick, then the perimeter measures 4, because it is always 4 times as long as the length of one of the sides. It doesn't matter how long the side lengths become, the relationship always holds. We can also look at this relationship in the other direction. Imagine using the perimeter as the measuring stick for determining the size of one of the square's sides. The length of one of the square's sides is always 1/4 times as long as the perimeter. It doesn't matter how long the perimeter becomes, the relationship always holds. As the square's side length and perimeter change together, one is always the same number of times as large as the other. When this is true, we say that the quantities are proportional to one another. We will continue to explore proportional relationships for the next several investigations.